I was going through my recipes when I ran across this holiday dessert. So decadent, it melts in your mouth. You're going to want this on your holiday table. Cranberry Orange Bread. Cranberry and orange are a match made in heaven. You're going to like this one. If you are new here, I hope that you will like this recipe. And when you do, you hit that like button, subscribe, and hit notifications so that you get all of my recipes when they post. If you are a returning subscriber, I want to thank you for your support. Now, let's stir this one up. To start this cranberry orange bread, you'll want to get your loaf pan. I'm using an 8.5 by 4.5, and I have prepared this with some baker's joy and some parchment paper. You'll also want to preheat your oven to 350. I'm going to mix up my dry ingredients now. So I have 1.5 cups of all-purpose flour, and to that we're going to add 1 teaspoon of baking powder and 1/4 teaspoon of salt. And then we're just going to whisk this together and then set it aside. We'll need the zest of 1 orange, and we'll divide the zest. Now that's done. When I said we were going to divide the zest, I just want to clarify what it is. I'll be using part of the zest in the bread recipe or the red bread batter, and I'll use part of it in our orange glaze. We're going to juice this orange. We're going to need 1/4 cup of this in our bread batter. I'm going to toss this, and then we're going to come back and run this juice through a sieve. I'm just going to strain this right into a measuring cup. We'll set this aside, and I'm going to grab the mixing bowl. I have added 6 tablespoons of unsalted butter that is at room temperature to my mixing bowl. To this, I'm going to add my sugar. I got 3/4 cup here. Guys, the recipe for this will be down in the description if you need to refer back to it, or if I make a boo-boo, just know I put the correct measurements down there. And we're going to cream this. To our creamed butter and sugar, we're going to be adding 2 eggs. These 2 were at room temperature. We're going to also add some almond flavoring. This almond flavoring is going to be the greatest complement to your cranberries and orange. You will add this. You can measure it. I'm going to eyeball it. And you say, how much? A teaspoon. We will also add to this 1/4 cup of milk. Mix this all together. We're going to add to this mixture 1/4 cup of that fresh squeezed orange juice, and we're going to add our orange zest. So I have probably about a tablespoon here. I set a teaspoon aside for our orange glaze. We will now add our dry ingredients. So this is our flour and our baking soda and our salt that we mixed up. And we're going to add this slowly to the wet mixture. I have that all mixed up. Now I'm going to grab those cranberries. There is a little bit of flour around the sides, but we'll take care of that when we are folding in the cranberries. I have 1.5 cups of our fresh cranberries that I've added to a bowl, and I have 1 teaspoon of flour. And the cranberries have been washed and patted dry. I am going to sprinkle this over my cranberries. This will keep them, or hopefully keep them, from settling in the bread, so it will be beautifully distributed throughout the bread. We have our cranberries tossed, and now we're going to add them to the batter. And you'll just fold this in. Can you guys see that? This is all mixed up, and guys, it's smells delightful. We're going to grab our loaf pan and add this to it. I put my loaf pan on a cookie sheet just to make it easy in and out of the oven, as well as if by some chance, I don't think it's going to happen, it happens to cook over, well then it will not get in the bottom of my oven. So just add your batter to the loaf pan. And then you'll just want to level it out as best you can. It's just that easy, guys. We're going to stick this in the oven, again, preheated at 350, and it's going to be in there for probably 50 minutes. Make sure that you use a cake tester to test it before you pull it. Our cranberry orange bread is out of the oven, and it has this house smelling delightful. We're going to let this cool. While it cools, we're going to stir together that orange glaze. For our orange glaze, we will need some confectionery sugar. We need our orange juice from that orange that we juiced. We need our zest. And I'm going to add a little bit of almond extract. This is optional. The glaze will be wonderful without it, but this brings a little something special to it. I am mixing up more glaze than this particular recipe calls for because we love that sweetness. But the measurements for the glaze will be down in the description. We will start by adding our orange juice. And I'm going to add it sparingly because we can always add more, but we can't take any out. And I'm going to add a little bit of my almond extract. And then our orange zest. Then we'll just stir this all together. You will want to stir this until all of your sugar is dissolved and you have this to the consistency that you would like. Just that easy. Our cranberry orange bread has cooled and we're going to remove it. This is why I put those hangovers with my parchment paper. It makes it so easy to remove it from the loaf pan. So look at how beautiful this is. I wish. We're going to get that one glazed. Now comes my favorite part for the cooker and the baker and the candlestick maker to test this one out. Oh my goodness, she is beautiful. This is the most beautiful Christmas bread, or really bread for any time of the year, that I have cooked in a long time. Actually, I cooked some of these last Christmas, and I wonder why I have not cooked them all year long. Maybe because I can't find fresh cranberries. Let's take a bite of this. Guys, this is as delicious as it is beautiful. I hope that you will try this bread in your home and that you have liked this recipe. And give me a thumbs up, subscribe, and hit notifications so that you get all of my recipes as they post. And until next time, you guys take care and God bless.